A viewer asked me the top 5 places I've been to. Thank you so much for the question, Geronimo Logistics. Here they are in no particular order. By the way, my home country of Brazil will not be included in this list because I would be too biased to talk about it, but you should definitely check it out. Let's start things off with the Philippines. Everything about this country screams out adventure. And with 7,641 islands, you would need a lifetime to explore everything that the country has to offer. The people are some of the most hospitable on the whole planet, and they're very lively. They love a good karaoke, which of course I'm all about. So needless to say, it's quite easy to do some partying there, and I definitely did not pass up on that opportunity on both of my visits, which means I always had an awesome time in the Philippines. Match all of that with pristine water, deserted islands, boat trips, flora, fauna, and quite possibly the strongest lager you'll ever drink, and it's easy to see why this country has made it on to my list. In recent years, their marketing slogan has been, "It's more fun in the Philippines," and you know what? I just may have to agree. Next up is a country I've been to several times, Portugal, and it is one of the safest in the EU, which suggests a high quality of life. It's a small country, which means you can do an epic road trip through it in about 6 or 7 hours. You could start down in the Algarve region with its stunning beaches. I probably had a little too much fun there. Head north and take in the sunny climate in one of the best capitals in the world, Lisbon, which is an endearing mix of old-fashioned with modern. Last but certainly not least, Portugal has some incredible wine regions and a luscious culinary scene. So make sure and stop in one of their charming little towns, grab a table with a view to a medieval castle, and just be grateful because you're in one of the world's best countries. Country number 3 is actually one I didn't even expect to like that much, Albania. And the capital, Tirana, is now one of my favorites in the whole world. It's incredibly flat and walkable, which helps maintain a sort of small town charm, but it also has all the infrastructure you might need. There's so much to see in Albania, an endless line of idyllic beach towns on the coast, very impressive historic towns with Ottoman architecture such as Gjirokastër and Berat, and the Albanian Alps are one of the most impressive sights I've ever seen. And all of it comes at a pretty affordable price. One of my favorite towns is Shkodër in the northern part of the country. I've actually been there twice, and I can't wait to return and spend even more time there. Albania also has an interesting mix of religions. If you walk around town, you'll see both churches and mosques, illustrating the country's religious tolerance. Lastly, Albanians are incredibly friendly, and they're always very happy that you're visiting their country, which was one of the best decisions I've ever made. So do yourself a favor and visit Albania, but do avoid the summer if you're not a fan of extreme heat. The next country is the first one I visited as a solo traveler, Thailand, and suddenly it was like a whole new world had been opened up to me. I arrived in Bangkok for the first time during Songkran, which is the Thai New Year celebration. It's basically just a huge water fight. I was looking for my hostel when I got out of the subway, and suddenly a group of kids came up to me and poured a bucket of ice-cold water on my head. Right then, I knew that place was pretty special. Since then, I've been back a few times, and I've done it all. Full moon parties, hand-poked tattoos, diving courses, boat trips to secluded islands, a TEFL course, and I've even fallen in love a few times in Thailand. Needless to say, the food is world class, they speak pretty decent English in the more touristy areas, and the people are just effortlessly cool. So there's just no denying the magic of Thailand, and I've made some pretty special memories there. I recommend you go and make some of your own. I had a lifelong dream of visiting the next country, Greece. After all, it's just the bedrock of modern civilization. Of course, there are tons of historic sites in Athens, but since I didn't have much time when I was there, I'm ashamed to say it's the only country in the world where I used the big red touristy bus. But you know what? Now I do recommend that people use that bus in Athens because it gets you through all of the historic sites pretty fast and comfortably. In terms of cuisine, I'll take all the Greek food I can get. We're talking moussaka, gyros, souvlaki, spinach and cheese pies, and of course mountains of feta cheese, all paired with some lovely, affordable wine. The Greek just seemed to really understand quality of life, and in fact the island of Ikaria is notably a blue zone, areas of the world where people live the longest lives, so they must be doing something right. Corfu is the only Greek island I've visited, but that was a magical experience. And of course, I need to go back and see some of the more popular islands like Santorini and Mykonos, and even lesser known ones such as Crete and Rhodes. I hope to always have a reason to return to Greece. Some of the countries I've named here today are excellent for solo travel, but I do have a different list of top 5 solo travel destinations. So just click on the video that's on your screen to see where you'd have the time of your life as a solo traveler. For now, I'm ahead to the beach, but I'll see you over there in that video in 3, 2, 1.